Hey there, so an instructional video includes an introduction, a prep section, and some instruction, including some pause points, and it ends with a summary, and you might tell your students their next steps. I'm going to give you some short examples of each of those things. We'll start with the intro, which is basically you just saying hello to the kids and telling them what the video is all about. Here's an example of me introducing a maths lesson. Hi Year 3, welcome to another maths session. Today is a very special day because we are learning the last mental strategy on our list, which is add 9. Pretty easy, huh? The next section of your video is what I call the prep section. That's when you make sure your students are prepared with the materials they need to engage with your video. It could be as simple as just putting up a mini whiteboard with a list of the materials that they need, or you can do something a little bit fancier like this.
In this session, you will need a maths grid book, a ruler, a pencil, an A4 piece of paper, and a pair of scissors. Press pause now and collect your materials. And when you're ready to continue, press play.
The key points are that 1, you write down the materials so kids don't have to remember everything that you say. And 2, tell the kids to pause the video so that they can get their things ready and press play when they're ready to continue. Next comes the instruction part of your video. You might be modeling a procedure, giving some information, engaging kids in guided practice. There are 3 main ways this can look. The first way is just to continue videoing yourself as a talking head. I find this really useful, for example, modeling a think aloud, because it's really important for kids to see your expressions. Here's an example of me modeling a think aloud for an addition strategy. Okay, you've finished making your flashcards. Now it's time to practice thinking aloud. So I'll show you how it's done. You have your flashcards here. You pick a flashcard up and you look at the question. This one's 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4. Well, 5 plus 5 is 10. So take away 1, and that's 9. Then you check it. Great. Other times it's really important for kids to see what your hands are doing. I call this a document camera view because the camera is looking down while you're doing something. This is really useful for things like modeling writing. Here's an example of me using a document camera view in maths.
Let's practice showing our thinking using an open number line. So for example, I just showed you that 5 plus 9 equals 14. And we did that because 5 plus 10 equals 15, and then you take away 1, which is 14. So I can show my thinking by drawing a number line. So I'm going to start at 5. I'm going to jump 10 to 15. And then I'm going to go back 1, which is 14.
Another thing you might want to do is actually record the screen as you're doing something. There are 2 main reasons you might want to do this. 1 is that you want to present from a slideshow, or 2, you want to demonstrate for kids how to use their iPads. Most of the time, I think that preparing a slideshow is kind of a waste of time. However, here's an example of me making a video where I present a slideshow. Today, I'm going to teach you 3 ways to make sure that you practice well and make the most of your time. The first rule is that testing your memory is better than rereading something. Lots of students make the mistake of thinking that they can become better at something by simply rereading their notes. However, a more effective way to improve your memory is to test it with your books closed and without looking at the answer. The second rule is that practicing in short bursts every day or week is better than practicing only once for an hour. I'm going to keep you in suspense as to what the third rule is. Another reason to record your screen is to show kids how to use their iPad. This is really useful because apps are often really hard to navigate. Here's an example of me showing kids how to use their iPad.
Once you've opened the Quizlet app, press Sign Up for free. Next, press Google. It will say Quizlet wants to use google.com to sign in. Press Continue.
Okay, so I've just shown you 3 ways in which you can deliver instruction using a video. The first way is just to show you as a talking head, talking to camera. The second way is to use a document camera to show your hands as you're doing something. And the third way is to record your screen. To make sure that kids stay engaged while watching your video, it's important to think about including some pause points. A pause point is when you tell the student to pause the video and do something, and then when they're ready to continue, press play. Here's an example.
Let's practice together. So let's try and add 6 plus 9, and we're going to show our thinking using an open number line. So I'm going to start at 6 this time. I'm going to jump 10, and then I'm going to go back 1. Pause the video and finish this problem by yourself. And when you're ready to continue, press play.
Once you finish the instructional part of your video, finish with a summary of what the kids have learned and tell them what they should do next after the video is finished. Here's an example. Okay, now it's your turn to make a video of yourself practicing your Add 9 facts. When you're finished, upload your video to Seesaw in the Maths Inquiry folder. Good luck. See you. And that's it. I've shown you that a typical instructional video includes an intro, a prep stage where you get the kids to collect their materials, some instruction with some pause points, and then a summary of what the kids have learned and their next steps. Hopefully this video has helped you to visualize what your instructional video is going to look like. Good luck.